Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on October the 8th, 2020. U.S. stock market indices growth hits month records. American stock indices rose significantly based on trading on Wednesday, closing at their highest level since early September. The market recovery was helped by the apparent softening of the stance of U.S. President Donald Trump on a new stimulus package to support American households, airlines, and small businesses. The S&P 500 added 58.5 points, 1.74% to 3,419.45 points. The Nasdaq Composite rose 210 points, 1.88%. Up to 11,364.6 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose by 530.7 points, 1.91%, to close the market to 28,303.46 points, the maximum one-day rise since mid-July. RPM International Inc. added 3.6% after reporting quarterly earnings growth. Sunworks Inc. stock quote soared 45% after the company signed contracts worth $10 million in the third quarter. Tesla Inc. shares rose 2.7% amid reports of talks with the BHP Group over nickel supplies. Samsung to show the biggest earnings in 2 years. Samsung Electronics Co. Ltd's third-quarter earnings likely jumped 58% to its highest level in 2 years. Profits beat analysts' estimates as U.S. restrictions on China's Huawei boosted the South Korean tech giant's phone and chip sales. Samsung said on Thursday that operating income for the 3-month ended September was likely at 12.3 trillion won, $10.6 billion, well above 10.5 trillion won estimate. This will be the strongest result since 17.57 trillion won in the third quarter of 2018. Revenue is likely to rise 6% from the same period a year earlier to 66 trillion won. Samsung released only limited data and regulatory filings on Thursday ahead of releasing detailed earnings data later this month. Analysts expect Samsung to report the biggest smartphone profit in the last 4 years as it gained market share from Chinese competitors and the coronavirus pandemic helped cut marketing spending. EasyJet reports $1 billion drop YTD. UK airline EasyJet has warned it will report annual losses of £845 million, $1.09 billion for the first time. In the 12-month to end September, a company said it expects to report a pre-tax loss in the range of £815 million to £845 million, below the consensus of £794 million, according to Refinitiv. This is the first time that EasyJet, founded in 1995, has suffered a full annual loss. EasyJet said persistent travel restrictions mean it will fly at just 25% of its planned capacity by the end of 2020, which means its finances will remain under pressure. To weather the pandemic, EasyJet took out a £600 million loan from the government and cut 4,500 jobs, raised £608 million from aircraft sales, and raised £419 million in shareholders. The airline will officially announce its annual result on November the 17th. France's economy grows 16% in third quarter. The French economy grew 16% in the third quarter after an unprecedented 13.8% contraction in the previous 3 months, the central bank said on Thursday, in line with the previous forecast. The Eurozone's second-largest economy plunged into a deep recession in the second quarter after it imposed one of the strictest coronavirus restrictions in Europe within 2 months. After the lock was lifted on May the 11th, business activity returned to life. As of September, the economy was down 5% from pre-crisis levels, the central bank said, based on a monthly survey of 8,500 companies. Official statistics agency INSEE also estimated earlier this week that economic growth has recovered by 16%, but warned that it is likely to slow in the last 3 months of the year due to the rise in new cases of COVID-19.